This is a review of 6C solving systems by elimination. So to solve a linear equation by elimination, you have to first make sure it's in standard form. Then you have to multiply the equations by a common factor so that the coefficients of that variable are opposites, meaning one is negative and one is positive with the same number. Then you write the equations one above the other, because it's easier to solve that way, and you add the equations together. This should eliminate the variable and allow you to solve for the remaining one. After this, you substitute the one you found for in to find the other variable, and then you check your solutions. So, in our example, we have a salesperson sells 2 fishing reels, so 2 fishing reels, and 5 rods for $270. So we have 5 rods, $270. The next day, the person sells 4 reels and 2 rods for $220. How much does each cost? So to set this up, we have to put it in an equation. So for the first one, we have 2 fishing reels. So we'll go ahead and call this x and this y. So for our first equation, we can say 2x plus 5y equals 270. For our second equation, we can say 4x plus 2y equals 220. So from here, we look and we see if we have a common factor, which we do, 2 and 4. So what we can do to make this -4 is multiply the equation by -2. So multiply that by -2, and our new equation is going to be -4x minus 10y equals -540. And then we bring this one down. So we have 4x plus 2y equals 220. Now, 4 and -4x cancel out, leaving us with this. So from here, we add 10 plus 2 is 12y, and then -540 plus 220 gives us -320. And then after you divide by 12, oh, actually, ignore that. This is a -10, so this would be 8. So this would be 8y, and you divide by 8 on both sides. Then we know that -320 divided by -8 is going to make a positive, and that would be 40. So now we know that y equals 40. So now that we have y, we have to go back and find x. So we take one of these equations before we multiplied it by this number, and we add in our variable. So let's take the second equation, and we'll do 4x plus 2 times 40 equals 220. So we know that 2 times 40 is 80, and now we have 4x plus 80 equals 270. Next, what we do is we take away the 80 from this side, so -80 and -80, and that gives us 4x equals 140. Lastly, we divide by 4 to isolate the variable, giving us x equals 35. Now, normally we could leave it y equals 40 and x equals 35, but since this is a word problem, we have to leave it in a word answer. So we say that we have $35 per reel and $40 per rod. And that is our answer. Now, going back to get the second variable solved, we could have also used this equation, and you do the same thing. You plug it in for y, so you do 2x plus 5 times 40 equals 270, and solve that way, and you'll get the same answer. And you can also use that to check your work.